Everybody now has a fetish about the US dollar. You know what is a fetish? Worshipping something like Shikiro. But the US dollar is only less than 300 years old. America becomes a country in 1779. All these civilizations which I am talking about, they existed before America became even a country. And we were making this economy deliver Africa's foremost civilization in sub-Saharan Africa, the great Zimbabwe civilization, based on a currency which was stable when America did not even exist as a country. Why are you so much infatuated with the dollar of America, which is a later day currency than gold, which has always been the currency of this country? This is the question which I pose to all those pseudo-economists and Gift Mugano who want us to believe that the US dollar is the all and everything in currency. So, by the same token, we expect every Zimbabwean to do his best to defend the ZiG from those who are charlatans. Gold has outlived every government of the world from every region for 5,000 years. America has only 300 years. It is the one which destroyed the gold currency only 1978 in the 1960s. 1971. That's only when America used petroleum from Saudi Arabia to dethrone gold. And now you can see what the instability which it is doing to the global economy, because now the Arabs are beginning to run away from the US dollar. This is money created by government. And this is, yet in Zimbabwe, it's money not created by government. It's created by our people digging gold. We dig money. This is a true story. Sometime in 2014, I believe, we were at a ZANU-PF conference in Chinhoyi. The former president of the First Republic comes out before the membership of the party. He says, we had our gold reserves. Then the Americans imposed sanctions. Then we were short of US dollars. As we were short of US dollars, our reserving governor then engaged outsiders with excess of US dollars in the Arab world. They sell oil. So they sell oil in US dollars, which is what supports what is called the petrodollar. So they said, we can give you US dollars to the governor, who went back to his principal, but on condition that you back it, you support it with your gold. So it was agreed that we exchange our gold reserves then for US dollars. But the transaction to be complete, the Arabs demanded or requested that the gold move from our own vaults outside of the country to where they can see the gold themselves, which our former governor duly obliged. According to the former president, the gold reserves are gone, the US dollars don't come. So he had a very facile explanation. He says, you know, Alibaba and the 40 thieves, these Arabs. So he goes back to folklore that the Alibaba stole our gold and never brought the US dollars. Gold has always been the mainstay of Zimbabwe's economy. In pre-colonial times, the great Zimbabwe civilization subsisted on gold. I had an anecdote the other day in the Politburo to the membership to say, where does the word Shona come from? And I didn't know until somebody gave me what is probably a plausible explanation. And it was the Indian ambassador, former Indian ambassador. He says in Hindi, the word gold is Sona. You understand? Shona, Sona. And everybody who has traded with Zimbabwe before traded with this country because it was gold country. The Chinese came here for gold. That's why we have big dynasty pottery at Great Zimbabwe and before. The Arabs came here for gold. The Iranians at Kilwa, on the coast, they came here for gold. The Somalis, who probably gave the province Sofala its name in Mozambique, they are traders of note, the Somalis. They came here for gold. The Portuguese, when they came and rounded Africa, they went to Munumutapa's kingdom. They were looking at a country and a kingdom which supplied gold. I mean, his children ended up as bishops in Goa. They built the churches there. This is history. Because we're a gold country. Rhodes comes around. What did he come to Zimbabwe for? Gold. So the Hindu people also must have identified this country as gold country. So maybe we have now a proper explanation of the word Shona, gold country in Hindi. Because Shona is a language of trade, not a tribe. There is absolute historical logic in the president saying that we are introducing gold, Zimbabwe gold, as a currency, and that it will be backed by gold. He is looking at the historical experience of what has backed Zimbabwe's currency before. Do you realize what has happened in the last 6 months or 4 months? The price of gold breaches $2,000. This week it is $2,300, $2,400. The more instability there is in the world geopolitics, the more the price of gold goes. Now you are telling me I cannot trust it. I would trust the paper which is printed in Washington. No, it is not proper. So it is in this context that the president has decided to introduce the Z gold through his governor of the central bank. It will be backed by gold. And we are determined that it will keep its value in tandem with its reference point, which is the price of gold. And the price of gold is the same at any place during the day, anywhere in the world. It's determined by the London bullion market. I'm saying to those who want to run down the ZiG, our security apparatus will be alert this time. We are fully in tandem with market forces, harnessing them to make sure that our currency is supported. There will be no creation of money by the government through the reserve bank system. The creation of money by the government will be through value adding to the economy, which means increasing gold production. So everything will be done to make sure that young people dig more gold. So this is a good thing. We are adding value through production. But beyond that, the president is also bringing lithium into the play. You just hear the announcement, kuti kumapinga kuchavakwa a full-fledged value chain of lithium batteries by the same companies which produce the fastest trains in China. My high-speed trains. That company in China is the one which is going to Mapinga to produce battery, to put new energy vehicle batteries as we move from fossil fuels to new energy battery mobility. So Zimbabwe is snug in the center of new global mobility. This is creating value. You also want to know that 80% of the money circulating in Zimbabwe in US dollar is in US dollars. They are not a gift of America to the Zimbabwe government. There was no Federal Reserve plane coming from New York landing at the airport in Zimbabwe giving us 80% of the currency to circulate. No, it didn't happen that way. How did we get those US dollars? We dug gold. We went and sold gold to the global market in Dubai in particular. So it's our money. We have domesticated the US dollars in this country. That's why some of them are so dirty, the Americans will say, I see it, because we have domesticated that currency.
I'm a king, yes, I'm a king, I'm a king.